What's going on, traders? Welcome to this week's Forex forecast. I hope everybody had a great trading week last week. And if this is your first time to my channel and you want to try to grow your trading account and follow my journey and learn more about supply and demand trading, start now by hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. I do a lot of trade reviews that you can go back and look at too. So check those out as well. With that being said, we'll just hop right into it here. So this is this week's November 2nd to November 6th currency report. Some things changed. The United States GDP came out. It was like 33% gain or something like that. Pretty crazy, but clearly a little bit of a recovery since all of this stuff has been going down. This right now the U.S. is number one with the euro, but they're still majority long on the euro, so it's kind of it's a tough decision to make. I don't think that this is going to have that much of an effect on the markets. So I'm kind of it's a tough call. It's all this has been a huge change. I think the United States was like number 4 or 5 before, or something like that. If you go back and look at my last weekly forecast, you'll see. But this could just be a temporary rank. In the charts, I do see them. If you go to Euro or the DXY, clearly they've been taking some profits on their short positions, and if you go to the euro, they've clearly been taking profits on their longs as we come up to this monthly trend line. So with that being said, we'll start looking at the car reports and all that stuff. So all right, so the US dollar, they're 52% short, 48% long. Last week they added 687 longs and 275 shorts, so not really much. I think that they're just kind of taking, like I said, taking profits on their longs. And if you go to their shorts, if you go to the euro, still remains 78 to 22, but a big change in longs. They got rid of 12,000 longs and got rid of 2,000 shorts. So what that tells me is that I think that they're just taking profits on their longs right here. And if you blow up the monthly time frame here, we're coming up to this supply area. And we're on this downtrend clearly, and this trend line is being tested. So that's why I wrote in my notes I'm not going to look to get long right now on the euro. If I do look to get long, I would like to see this weekly area break, because right now we're reacting off the monthly trend line. This weekly had a momentum shift. It broke this trend line up. It's an aggressive trend line. I wouldn't really call this the best trend line, but it did break this area of demand. That's not a great area, but it broke above this area of supply. So I have this written down, and clearly this weekly zone has been reacting. So the weekly is in control, so that's why I'm not looking to go long on the euro. But we are sitting in this daily demand area that I personally don't think will hold. It's a tough call. If this area does hold a little bit, I'm sure retail traders will put the stops under here, maybe a buying opportunity down here, but I'm going to keep it safe. It's a little too high in the curve for me to be buying right now, as far as my higher time frame, which is the monthly, goes. So for the euro and stuff, I'm kind of just waiting it out, waiting to see what happens with the US election as well. And we'll go to the Aussie dollar, which is now it's tied for number 2, and they're clearly switching to more bullish here, because they got rid of a bunch of shorts and they got rid of longs too. But getting rid of that many shorts, and we'll look at the chart right here, and we are reacting off of this monthly supply area, and these trend lines are kind of playing out. But right now I'm definitely don't want to be buying the Aussie dollar, so I'm not. And we reacted off of this weekly supply. Kind of looks like the euro almost, but now we're reacting off of this weekly demand as well. So it's kind of a tough decision. If I am going to look to go long, I would probably like to see this weekly removed, but then you're still sitting in this monthly area of supply, which, look at this zone, it's not the best, but I wanted to draw it. It broke this low here. It was kind of the basing, and there's one up above there as well. As far as the daily goes, we're reacting off of this zone that, if you remember, I took a trade off of this zone right here, made a decent profit off it, but I flagged it as a zone that I think will possibly break But if we do, I don't really know where we are going to come up to. This zone here, it's not the greatest zone, but I might have it drawn in. Because, you know, if price does come down to this zone at the 6866 area on the weekly, and then we look at the call reports and it shows them removing shorts and adding longs, especially since we're this high up, it might be, you know, it might be a buying opportunity, even though we're close to this weekly area of supply. But this weekly area of supply is pretty garbage, so I would expect it to come up to here, to be quite honest. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. But as far as the daily goes, this is what I see. We're on a downtrend on the daily, but it's a tough call. I'd like to see this. If I'm gonna short, I would like to see this daily removed at least, and maybe have a shorting opportunity up here in the 71.5 area. We'll go to the pound. The pound, they remain 55% short, 45% long, which is a pretty big increase. Their difference in percentage now compared to last week. Clearly, we're getting a little more bearish here. So they got rid of 8,000 longs and got rid of 3,000 shorts. And we'll pull up the chart. We're reacting off this daily supply demand right now. I don't like it. Reason being is we're reacting off of this monthly area of supply and with this downward trend line. So I'm not liking it that much. I was kind of hoping we remove this supply. Nice buying opportunity down here. On the weekly, I flagged both these zones, both as tested. Right now, this weekly area is in control of supply. And, you know, I don't mind this area for a selling opportunity. If you look at here, the UK is still ranked pretty bad. The second weakest currency. We kind of had a monthly confirmation right here. And a weekly confirmation, I guess. But this zone, you know, I don't really like this zone at all. It's kind of a weird looking, maybe draw it like that. Those wicks like that. It's kind of a tough call. I really don't know. If it does come up to here, I'd probably look for some sort of confirmation on a 4-hour, since it would be counter trend on the daily. So that's kind of what I see. I'm definitely not looking to go long in this area at all. I think I've made a note. Looking for 1-hour confirmation. Price is penetrated halfway through. Makes me question if it's a true institutional zone. Yeah, so it's kind of a tough call. If I was looking to go long, I'd look for a 1-hour confirmation on here. And looks like we might be getting it. I just don't really want to put my money in there, especially considering we're so close to the monthly and a weekly supply zone. And I've kind of been more cautious about that lately. So USD CAD on the pair, 63% long, 37% short. They got rid of a decent amount of longs, not really, almost 1,000, and really nothing for shorts. So not much movement here, but they do remain long, and that kind of all lines up with the chart. My last trade review video, I took a trade in this area down here on a 4 hours. A very nice trade. I suggest going to look at that in my recent trade review video. But we are reacting off of these two little monthly areas. This one's tested, but we had a new one here of demand. We're intact with this trend line, so it's kind of making sense to me. I could see us getting a move down, and then, you know, we kind of have a little weekly area of supply right here. I'm gonna draw a little different like that. Right here is like kind of the origin of this whole move, right? So, you know, I could see us coming up to this area, maybe dropping. It's a tough call, but for now, we are in demand. Specifically right now, I'm not looking to buy since we're at this weekly area, but what I would like to see is this weekly area to break, pull back, maybe get a nice buying opportunity on a daily time frame, because I definitely want to see this weekly area removed before buying again. That's the USD CAD, and of course they are the weakest, so it kind of all makes sense. Go to the Swiss franc. They added some shorts still. 77% short, 23% long. They got rid of some longs and added some shorts, almost the same amount, which tells me they're kind of just almost holding price in a way. We'll look at the chart here. We're in this monthly area. This wicked down through this zone. I know you're not supposed to cut through wicks, but I noticed that if you kind of drew the zone, it was kind of working anyway. So even right here. So maybe this wick, it's kind of something I've been experimenting with. I think that they still use these areas for taking profit clearly. We have a weekly area up here that I think I could see price going to, because monthly's been on a downtrend. They're probably thinking about taking some profits for sure. So I'm kind of waiting it out. If anything, I'd probably look to go long, just based on all of this. If price breaks up through here like that, comes back down, I don't know. It's kind of a tough decision, but I kind of like that. I kind of don't mind that setup. What I'd really prefer is something like this, where price would, let me just do this, price would break up here, then come down, maybe get a buying opportunity right here, a nice 50% demand zone. So yeah, that's kind of what I see on that. It's a lot of these are a lot of profit taking has been going on. So USD Japanese yen, 62% short, 38% long. They added 4,000, or they got rid of 4,000 longs and got rid of a little bit of shorts. What are they doing? So they got rid of longs. We'll look at the chart. And they got rid of longs as we've been trending down. So it makes me think that we are going to see a little bit of a move down again. I was going to look for a 1 hour confirmation in this zone, but it's makes me a little nervous because we are in this monthly area of tested demand. This is just the 1 hour, so I'll get rid of that. And we're in this weekly area too. I did the same thing here where I cut through the candles just to see. I'm just testing it out. I'm not saying to do that. I'm just pointing out that I'm trying something. But yeah, it's kind of a tough call. I don't like the daily's on a downtrend, so we could get some scalps for sure, but it's just a little nerve-wracking since we're in this weekly area of demand or monthly area of demand, and clearly they're taking profits on the euro and adding a little bit of longs on the US dollar. So kind of just waiting to see what happens. If price does break above this area on a weekly, then I'd probably start looking for some longs on the USD yen. But right now I'm kind of just sitting tight. All right, we'll look at gold. They added their percentage of longs. The shorts increased by 2 points. But they did get rid of a lot of longs and a lot of shorts. But it kind of tells me that they're kind of holding up price, taking some profits, which is what I believe. And I'm definitely thinking that price is going to come down to this area. I don't know why this is drawn like that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, if price comes to this area on the monthly, I feel like that's going to be a great buying opportunity. I'd probably take a stab at this area. Maybe wait for a daily confirmation or a 4 hour confirmation. As far as the daily goes, we are in this demand area, which I think they're going to be using to maybe take some profits on their shorts. But ultimately, I think we're coming down to here, guys, in this monthly area of demand. Because one thing to note on the price of gold, a lot of traders and investors, they own gold. And whenever they get a margin call for their stocks, they usually will sell their gold to pay for the margin call. So yeah, if the stock market goes down, I could see the price of gold going down as well. And we'll look at silver. 71% long, 29% short. Not much action on silver. But we all know silver and gold kind of follow each other. I did take a short here that I talked about on my last TradingView, which I suggest you go look at. But clearly this weekly supply is in control, pretty overextended. I don't know if price is going to make it all the way back down to here, but, it's definitely possible. If I'm going to be looking to go long on this, I want to see this weekly area removed first and maybe get another COT report in to really see if the banks are going to show their hand. All right, for oil, they got rid of longs and added a bunch of shorts, which was kind of surprising to me, to be honest. I mean, we were coming up to this monthly and weekly area. This weekly area held very well, and this little monthly supply zone held very well as well. It's just tough to. I'm interested to see how this zone will react to all of this and those call reports. I think maybe they're adding shorts to bring it down here, maybe add some more longs. I would like to see how this reacts. It's kind of nerve-wracking for me to be buying since we're seeing a reaction off of this monthly area, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see it come up to here as well for them to take even more profits on this huge rally up that we've had. Because their positioning is pretty. It's a lot. 659,000 total exposure. So it's kind of hard for them to be adding longs, right? So I could see them getting rid of their longs and accumulating more down in this area. They might even push price back down to here. We really don't know. All right, natural gas, 54% long, 46% short. They added 25. They got rid of 25,000 longs and got rid of a bunch of 4,000 shorts. If you go to the chart, we broke through some supply here. Price is a little overextended if you look at the daily. I talked about it in the trading group. I like this area for a long trade. Hopefully price comes down to here. Maybe we'll be sitting right here in the future and we will get another call report to see what we should be doing and kind of give us that extra edge on what might be going to happen. Because if price does come down to here and I see a call report and they're adding more longs, I'm probably taking that trade. We'll see. The S&P 500, they added 7,000 longs, got rid of 14,000 shorts. Kind of tells me we might be seeing a move higher. It's kind of weird. I don't like trading the stock market, man. It's so weird to me. It makes no sense. But clearly we're reacting off of some weekly supply area here. Not the best area, but we couldn't make a new high. But maybe they're just trying to accumulate a bigger position down here. The 10-year bond, 51% long, 49% short. They just got rid of 17,000 longs and 10,000 shorts. I'm kind of staying away from this one as well. I was thinking last week I was going to get a nice shorting opportunity, and there was one right here. But nothing I really liked that much. Clearly we're seeing a move down. And, we really do have quite a bit of room to fall. So kind of what I'm waiting to see is, if we can break below this wick, which would be this daily demand, then I might want to look to get short. And if price does come up to this area here, might be an opportunity. I say might because it's a tough call. They're not really super bearish on this pair, right? So it's kind of like, what do we do? But we're still learning, still trying to figure everything out. Just trying to kind of follow the flow and follow the charts and see what they tell us. That's pretty much it for this weekly Forex forecast. If you made it this far, let me know in the comments down below. I hope this helps you for your trading week, and take care. Cheers.